Hey you guys, I am coming to you in my bummy comfy clothes today. I am editing the video of a recipe I did yesterday and I didn't do like intro or anything like that, so here I am. But I am sharing with you guys my mom's Easter bread dough recipe and it's literally the best ever. She makes it every Easter and she also like makes a pear pie with the same dough every single she makes it throughout the year, so it's not like actually for a date, but we also use it for like a different like cherry pie and stuff. Like you can use it with poppy seeds and it's just literally the best sweet bread. So good. And yeah, I ended up perfecting it into like these mini individual sized cupcakes, so they're perfect because they're not going to dry out and they're just like so puffy. We split it in half with my husband, so you could share one for two, but the pear pie is basically almost done. I literally have like 1/3 of it left, so it will be gone by the end of today. It's literally the best thing ever and I hope you enjoy the recipe. I'm not like perfecting anything or making everything look like really good. I'm just how I am. Whatever I got on my phone, I'm just putting it together and sharing it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and yeah, if you make it, let me know how it turns out for you. But anyway, I'm gonna show you guys the things in daylight too right now because I did end up taking it out of the fridge. That way you can see. It is dark because my like blinds are closed and stuff, but this is what they look like and they are cold, but I'm probably gonna heat up one right now to eat actually, but they're so pretty. And this is the pear pie. So literally, I'm sorry that it's not so aesthetic, but in the video you guys will see this looks so much orangey or like yesterday, but it's actually not that orangey. And yeah, it's very good. So I'm gonna just go ahead and play the recipe right now.
So you want to start with 2 eggs. I don't use any measuring spoons or anything like that. I actually use a set of like whatever comes in my kitchen set for silverware. And afterwards you want to add in 1 tablespoon of sour cream, and then you want to add in 1 tablespoon of mayo. And then I use the same spoon to add in the oil, and here I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then you want to go ahead and just mix it together to combine throughout the times that you're like adding more ingredients in. And then I'm adding in 3/4 cup of sugar. I do like mine to be less sweet, but if you want your dough to be much sweeter, you can add in like a cup or like 1 1/4 cups. And then I'm adding in a tablespoon of vanilla powder, roughly. I don't use the liquid one. I don't like the taste of it, but this one is really good, and the ones sold at the Russian European stores are really good. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then you want to add in a 1/4 cup of softened butter, and sometimes you can just put it in the microwave to speed up the process. And then you want to go ahead and add in 2 cups of warm milk. You don't want it to be too hot or cold. And then just mix it with your spoon to combine everything together before you add in the flour. And then with the flour, I don't take a spoon and like spoon it into the measuring cup like I usually do in other recipes of mine. In this one, I do it like the old-fashioned way, like my mom used to do it. So we have this container with sifted flour already. It's just what we used to do as we were growing up. We would sift all of our flour into containers so it's ready to go. But I just take the measuring spoon and I spoon out with the measuring spoon right into the bread machine thingy. But I'm using 5 cups right here. And then once your dough starts to mix in the bread machine, you want to look at it. I have a video of that later on, and you want to see if you want to put in more flour, which I did. So in total, I did use 6 cups of flour. And lastly, you want to add in 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. I keep mine in the refrigerator in this container, mason jar with like the lid, because it stays fresher longer. But again, I'm just using the set from my kitchen spoon set. You can definitely make this without using a bread machine, but it's just easier for me. That's how I make all of my dough. So if you know how to do dough, you can also read online how to do it without a bread maker. But I put it in on the dough setting and I don't really change anything on there. I just leave it on like that 1.5, like the middle option. But make sure you don't accidentally start baking bread, because my machine has done that one time and I caught it. So just make sure, because these machine things can be like tricky sometimes. So I'm just rinsing my pears. I got organic pears, but I still like to like wash it in vinegar water, like let it sit for 10 minutes and then rinse it off with just plain water and dry them off.
So once it's like almost done, like just mixing everything through, I take a look at it and I like get a knife and kind of like scrape down the sides. And then I look at it because everyone's flour is different, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and add in half a cup more of flour. You gotta be kind of careful because sometimes it does want to just like splash all the way around, but see how I like it, of what it's going to look like once it's done. So it's finishing up mixing, and I think I want to add in one more half in here. And the reason why is because like this part right here, it looks like it's still a little bit sticky, and obviously it's going to rise afterwards, so I want my dough to be like very good, and so like that way I don't have to add any more flour in after it's done, like rising. So I'm going to put half more cup in right now. I just got my other half cup, which is going to add it in as well. And I know like sometimes everyone uses different flour, so sometimes it is a little bit different for you. This is what I'm talking about, like going all over the place. I always end up being like so floury and all that afterwards, but that is looking much better. Like see how it's starting to get off the sides? Like that's the dough you want to have. And I have the organic flour from Costco. You do wonder what one I'm using. But that looks so much better now. I'm probably just gonna scrape off the sides like half it. So literally I just grab like a kitchen knife and just go on each side. Sometimes I just make it go that way. That way it just like picks everything up. But it's nice to help it out sometimes because there are some things that get stuck like right there. But yeah, you still want it to be sticky, and it's gonna be. So like me sticking that in, this is what it ends up being like. Off my knife, and then we'll finish up in here, and it looks like it's going to be an hour. So I'm going to get started on my jam. I'm just soaking the pears right now in vinegar, and then I'm going to end up peeling them, and then I'm going to save some of the like peels and some of the cores, or basically all of them, because I'm going to go ahead and make some kompot, and it's like a Russian juice, all natural, which is nice. So I'm just peeling the pears into this pot right here because I'm going to be making that Russian juice, which is called kompot, and I'm just peeling everything in here because instead of throwing it away, I can make juice out of it. So it's like double purpose. I don't know why I always threw all this stuff away. Now it feels like so bad for doing that, but I'm definitely going to be making use out of everything from now on. And this thing I love, all you do is like add in water and sugar to to taste, and then you just let it boil and strain it afterwards, and there's your juice, and you can just store it into a container into the fridge. But honestly, this stuff does not store that long because everyone always ends up drinking it. Like, it's so good warm, and then it's so good when you like put it over ice. So yeah, super good. I just decided that I want to make all this yummy food today, so here we go. And then all I do is just, I already showed you guys how I did this, so you can look back at the video if you want to see like how I make the jam. But yeah, just showing a little bit for aesthetic purposes on here. And these taste so good. I've already been trying them. So good. But I would use up all of this stuff and put it in there, but honestly, just throwing it in here. So I just got everything chopped up. This is for my juice, and then this is gonna be for my jam. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the stove. I'm literally just filling this up. If you wanna make some of this too, you just literally fill this up with water and then put it on boil and sugar to taste. And yeah, that's basically it. All you do is just boil it at least 30 minutes, if not more. And you can put in basically any type of fruit besides bananas and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the stovetop, but just wanted to show you guys what I use for my kompot. So I just took a look at this, and the dough is actually almost done rising. I do mix it one time and let it rise again after like the machine goes off. I just unplugged it because I like doing it with my machine, so I just like turn it back on to the dough cycle so it can mix it really quickly, and then I plug it out. But I'm probably gonna take it out and have it sit on the counter because this is my jam and it's still starting. Like, it probably has another hour or so. So I'm not gonna I'm gonna have to wait for that. So I'm gonna let that delay rising. And then this is my juice. So hot. And the sun is starting to go down, and look how beautiful it is though. Oops, my camera like always does this weird funky thing, but it looks so pretty out there. My dough just rose all the way to the top, and this is where I'm gonna plug it back in. See if I can turn on the cycle, because sometimes it doesn't allow me to, but it looks like it will. Oh no, it won't. It's okay, I'll mix it by hand, but basically this is what you want it to look like. Let me focus it. Looks really good. But yeah, when you put this in, like, it's perfect and it's so airy. It's crazy. I won't really be able to mix it that good. I'm gonna have to put my phone down, but you guys get the idea. So it's literally like so airy. Just got back and I knew this was gonna get so big. It's literally like a pillow. But I need to put this back on the heat. Had to run out and had to stop it like midway. So I'm gonna be lining the cupcake thing. So I got like all these white liners that I'm gonna do, and then I always keep like a margarine in the freezer to do like a lining of it for the pie. So I'm gonna do that for that one, and then I'm gonna split it in half. I'm probably only gonna do half, so like do 6 of the cupcakes. That way they're taller and bigger, and yeah, it'll just look more prettier. And then the half of it I'm gonna save for the pie, and I'm gonna use 2/3 for the pie, like for the bottom. You can just lay it down in whatever pan you choose, and then the 1/3 I'm gonna on the top. So this is what it ends up looking like. And I believe this is like an 8 or 9. I think this is a 9-inch pan. And my hands are clean, but I'm just gonna grease it with whatever's left over. And then this is the fun part. So I just eyeball it. And it's so airy, it's so crazy. But it's about the size I have for that one.
And this is the part where you can like add in raisins or nuts, like whatever you want to add into your Easter bread, into your paska.
Similar. Probably going to use this one for the paska, and then that's going to be for the other one. So since I have 6 of them, just gonna eyeball it again. It doesn't have to be like the same size. And then I'm just gonna form them into a ball as best as I can. And then just plop it in. So this is how much I divide. And this I could literally just spread out, which is what I'm going to end up doing. To make it go up because this is yeast dough, so this is definitely different than like your regular like apple pie that you make with like the pastry dough. So you want to start it at 250 and it's going to bake for 15 minutes at 250, and then you're going to raise the temperature after that to 270 for 15 minutes, and then 300 until done. Usually it's like 15 up to 30 minutes until it's done. And then I mix together right here an egg and a little bit of milk because I had like a little bit left in my container. And then I'm just gonna brush it onto these. And once the oven is done preheating, I'm gonna put it into the oven. And my jam is all finished. I just took these out. They look so pretty and like big. They puffed up like crazy. I kind of burnt them because I'm like on the phone with my mom asking her if she does the frosting when they're hot, and she said she does do the frosting when they're hot if you want it to like drip down. So I'm gonna do that, and then you can also add frosting on top too afterwards. But my pear pie has to be in there a little bit longer. I just had to lower it and turn off the oven because it started to burn. So she said that she stopped putting it for 300 until it's done, but it started to change it to 280 so that way it doesn't get the burning part. So just because everyone's oven is different, before it used to be fine, now it's like our ovens seem to be stronger. So 280 until it's done, and you'll see it'll become like goldeny like this. And then you'll want to take it out. I did show you guys what I picked up at the store. So I got this one. We never eat this kind of stuff, but for this, it's just a tradition. Once a year you put it on and it's so, so good. So this is what we're using, even though it's all artificial and stuff. We don't really like that stuff at all, but for this one time it's totally fine. Let's see if I can do it with one hand instead of getting my tripod out. Oof. Let me do this one. It's so hot. It's so warm, I'm literally squishing the freaking bottom part of it. I just squished it down so much. Are you gonna have one of these? You can just be eating the pear thing.
Probably not.
You're not gonna have one? You have
It's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot of sugar, but it's worth it. No, I'm telling you. Jeez. Where should I put this one? No. Okay. Thank you, my love. And my pie just got done, so I did burn it a little bit, plus like this lighting like I was telling you guys about, when it's not daylight, everything looks so much more yellow and orange. But this is gonna be so, so good. Sad that I burnt it a little bit. Those, I'm gonna actually have one right now. Pretty. Almost forgot to show you guys the inside, but I just broke it apart. It's so like airy, just so, so good. I have to clean all the counters up, and this is gonna fall over if I put it down, but I'll slant it just to show you guys. Look at all this. It's still so warm, but so good.